think I'm perfect.
What it do, guys? It's SupremeBTG, and these are the shooting badges that I'm running with right now. There's going to be an in-depth explanation of basically all the badges that are in the shooting section and why I use the badges that I use. So let's hop right into it. So I'm going to be basing this explanation and setup on experiments 2K Labs has conducted and their analyses, in addition to my own expert opinion on my personal usage of the badges, because I am the greatest 2K player that ever lived. SupremeBTG. You already know that. 2K Labs hasn't dropped info on every badge, but it has rated each badge in a tier ranging from bronze to Hall of Fame, so I'll let you guys know what they rated it. These tiers are based on their opinion and their tests and the need for the badge in their opinion, but I respect their tests, but I don't always agree with where the badges are rated. So let's jump right into my most important badge. Range extender has to be the most important badge to max out, in my opinion. Not only does it extend the range that you can shoot at, much like its predecessor, limitless range, but increases your shooting and make percentage on deep twos, shots right at the 3-point line, and obviously from deep range straight. The further you can shoot, the more it stretches the defense, and obviously that's a good thing for any build or position. This is a must-have badge. This badge is Hall of Fame tier according to 2K Labs. So let's talk about this really quickly. If you're on a deep two, range extender will increase your make percentage of that shot, so it helps you make those deep twos. It helps you make shots right at the 3-point line. So this is a very important badge, and it's basically it's limitless range from the other game. Plus that, come on, it's a must-have badge. Now, people argue that quick draw is the most important badge to max out, but it's honestly a preference. I use quick draw and gold because I like quicker shots, and I wish I could put it in Hall of Fame, but unfortunately I don't get the Hall of Fame badges, as you guys can see. Some people like slower shots, so I wouldn't say it's the most important badge, because like to max out, because some people might want it on bronze, some people might want it on silver, you never know. So this badge is Hall of Fame tier according to 2K Labs as well. Now, Deadeye, that is my third badge. I love Deadeye on gold, especially as someone who dribbles, and there are people always trying to bait me. Like, everybody is trying to bait someone in this game, even on spot ups, dribblers, no matter what, they're trying to bait you, play defense. Maybe get the steal, maybe this, bait you into shooting, then get a good contest. This badge will help you hit those shots when people get late contests on you. This is a huge badge to have. I've greened hundreds of shots that were at least 20% covered, seriously. So I could tell you from experience that this badge works, and if you watch my previous videos, you can see me greening shots that are like 25% covered, 23% covered, 30% covered, 40% covered. I've hit them, seriously. You'll see the shot, you'll be like, what the fuck? That's only 20%? It looked like it's 80. This badge is huge. I love this badge, probably my favorite badge. So now, before I get into the next few badges, allow me to explain the definition of a green window. It's a base decided window that dictates if you green a shot. So if the green window is between, like, let's say 500 milliseconds and 540 milliseconds, those are two completely random numbers, by the way. If you time your shot between that 40 millisecond window, you should green your shot, barring outside factors such as contests, fatigue, range, badges, hot zones, and etc, etc, etc. These factors will subject your green window to change, obviously. Different bases have different green windows, and some bases have bigger ones, so that's why they'll call it a better base, you know. So bigger green window is better for us, so that's a plus for us. This definition is my own, so, and to the best of my understanding, it's correct. So please forgive me if it's not entirely correct or if there's something a little off, but I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99.9% sure that that's the exact definition. So now let's get into green machine. This badge is fourth on my list, and it's very low because if you're green, you're green. I'm a firm believer of that. Like, I'm big greens, so like I don't really care for this badge that much, but it helps you green more easily by probably, I'm thinking, slightly increasing your green window. I'm not entirely sure because 2K Labs hasn't released their test on this yet. But a bonus is a bonus nonetheless, so of course I'll put the badge on, whatever. I feel like I can live without this badge because I green every shot without its bonus before it kicks in. So think about it. You have to green, what, 2 or 3 shots for you to get the bonus, right? So who greened that first shot? You, without the bonus. Who greened that second shot? You, without the bonus. Now that is going to give you that bonus for the third shot. Let's say you miss that third shot and then you come green the next one. It's the bonus didn't activate, that was you, and that has happened to me many times. So I just feel like I can live without this badge because it only activates on the condition of consecutive greens. And if I don't get the consecutive greens, this badge doesn't activate. So if you can't green, you're not getting this badge activated. So you gotta be skilled to get this badge activated. And if I already have that skill, I don't think I'm gonna need Green Machine to help me with that. That's just me personally. It may not make sense to you, but me personally, I'm not gonna use this badge all that many times, depending on what game mode I'm playing. And I'm gonna have it on silver. I'm definitely gonna have it on silver for most. It's gonna definitely help, but I try to stay away from badges that are super conditional like this one. This is a silver tier badge according to 2K Labs. Hot Zone Hunter. This badge is incredible, but with the new update on hot zones in the park, its usage has taken a hit in the community. This badge gives an additional boost to the boost you get in a hot zone for being your hot zone. If you have your hot zones, this badge is pretty huge, but this park update fluctuates your hot zones based on your shooting performance in the latest 25 games. So the usage of this badge in the park is pretty iffy if you'd ask me. However, in Rec and Pro-Am, your hot zones are permanently linked to your mycareer hot zones if I'm not mistaken. So I would definitely throw it on for the 5-on-5 action. Now to get into what it really affects, according to 2K Labs graphs, this badge is only effective on shots that are timed on the edge of your green window. The make percentage of the shots that are timed in the center of your green window are not changed at all. So like we talked about 500 to 540, let's say the center, that would be around 520-ish, 530-ish, that's around the center of the green window. Now those shots that are like 510, 530, those are the shots that get affected, not the 520 to 525-ish shots. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense to you guys. So basically, shots that are super well timed in the green window are not affected, but the shots that are a little bit off timed in the green window but are still in the green window are affected drastically. The make percentage isn't changed for the, like I said, the center of the green window, and the shots that are timed outside of the green window are not changed either. So if you're not shooting your green window, this hot zone hunter is not going to help you. Even though hot zones will still boost your attribute, that's just general hot zones. All hot zones do that, but hot zone sun hunter itself is not going to change if you're shooting outside of your green window. So if you're a bad shooter, it's probably still not going to help you as much as you think it would. So as drastic of a boost this badge does do on the shots on the edge of the window, its usage is debatable if you're confident in your jump shot timing and cues, like I've spoken about in previous videos, like I say again. But everyone makes mistakes, and these are milliseconds of time, so why not put it on? This badge is Hall of Fame tier according to 2K Labs. Now, I use Tireless Shooter because it decreases the penalty you receive when shooting a shot. Tireless Shooter, obviously. It decreases the penalty when you're shooting a shot when you're fatigued. I like this badge on bronze, and you guys saw my previous jump shot video. I have hit shots with completely no stamina, completely blinking red while using this badge, so it works, but it's not that huge. This badge is bronze tier for 2K Labs. It hasn't been tested. Now these are the badges that didn't make the cut for me personally, but maybe depending on your playstyle and the amount of shooting badges you have, you'll put them on. Now first off, catch and shoot. One of the most famous badges that everybody loves. Primarily, I'm not a catch and shooter. I am the primary ball handler, no matter what team I'm on or what mode I'm playing. I'm also a firm believer of what I said before. If you're green, you're green. So check out my video on how to shoot more greens and how to shoot only greens. This badge is one of the community's favorites over the years and definitely gives a huge boost to catching shooters. I just don't feel like I need it. It's a great badge to have if you have the extra points nonetheless. 2K Labs hasn't released results on this badge, but they classify it a gold tier badge. Let's go to corner specialist now. This boosts all shots along the baseline, mid-range, and three-point alike. So if you're taking those shots along the baseline for mid-range, those are corner shots as well. This works off the dribble or off the catch. So this changes things a little bit. Since this badge isn't limited to catching shooters, it's a very interesting one that I would possibly use, but it doesn't make it within my setup. It's silver tier for 2K Labs. Flexible release is an extremely controversial badge, so is steady shooter. So flexible release reduces the penalty of incorrectly timing your shot. This badge gives an incredibly small boost to the make percentage of your inside your green window. Less than 1%, that is. And for shots outside, slightly outside of your green window, it also gives a very small bonus. So this badge gives a more significant bonus when you're like really off. Like you're really off with your jump shot. So this bonus isn't worth it unless you have the badge on gold or Hall of Fame either. And I'm not using 3 or 4 badge points on a badge that bonus me for shooting horribly, because I'm not gonna do that. And on the off chance that I ever do shoot so incredibly poorly, the boost is max 14%, which is basically nothing. A 14% boost to a shot that already doesn't have any business going in, no thank you. 2K Labs make a silver tier. I wouldn't even give this tier. This shouldn't even be a badge. Now, let's get into steady shooter. This badge gives you a bonus to contested shots in exchange for giving this badge gives you a bonus for contested shots in exchange for giving you a penalty for open shots. Unlike Deadeye, which aids you in closeouts, where the defender isn't there at the gather of your shot, this badge aids in the shots that were contested at the gather of the shot. This badge gives up to a 5% decrease in open shot make percentage and up to a 12% increase contested shot make percentage when on Hall of Fame. I wouldn't use this badge because why are you taking bad contested shots? And it's only valuable on Hall of Fame. Too many good badges in this game to waste 4 points on this, to be honest. So, and if you don't get a Hall of Fame, it's not worth it at all. I absolutely would never, ever use steady shooter. No matter what, I wouldn't use steady shooter. It's considered silver tier. So now let's get into difficult shots. This is one of the badges people are gonna ask about. This badge was changed from previous years. It only activates on shot creator like shots now. So such as hop jumpers, step backs, dribble pull-ups, and the likes. It no longer activates on any shot off the dribble like it did in previous years. So its usage has fallen off. Before I explain the badge, let me explain how off dribble shooting works this year. They removed the off dribble shot stat, so instead they look at your attribute in the range you're shooting. Close, 3-point, or mid-range. They will reduce your attribute by a certain percentage, which wasn't specified by Baluba, if you do an off-dribble shot. So I'm guessing the further you are, the more drastic the percentage decrease. Difficult shots, depending on the tier, will increase your attribute according to 2K Labs from 1 to 4. Like literally +1 to +4. That's not a big increase, guys. I'm not sure if this is after the percent reduction or not, but either way, +1 to 4 increase is not much. So the badge does very little on its own, especially after the huge nerf to moving shots since the first few weeks of the game. This is bronze tier according to 2K Labs, and now I would consider using this badge in conjunction with other badges such as green machine. Like if I just green 3 shots, I would use this badge because I have a likelihood to green this one. And then hot zone hunter put in it too, because we already explained the bonus to hot zones. And then I didn't explain hot start yet, but obviously it's a badge that if you're on a hot start, it gives you a bonus for every shot that you make until you miss a shot. After that, the badge doesn't work anymore. So I'm not even gonna explain that badge. I'll leave that badge alone, please. That's not for short games like the park. Maybe it's for short games like the park, but I wouldn't use it in the rec and stuff. Like, come on. Unless I have like 50,000 shooting badges, which nobody has. And I also would use difficult shots in conjunction with corner specialists, because that's where people take a lot of those difficult shots, as you guys notice, because they get that bonus. Remember, like I said, this changes things because it's off dribble shots as well. So they get that. Imagine that bonus from hot zone hunter, corner specialist, they have their takeover on, they have difficult shots on, and now they just green 3 shots, 2 shots. Come on, that's gonna be a green. I would only use it if I have all of those badge points. Otherwise, I'm not using it. I'm not really gonna explain clutch shooter. Like, come on, you shoot if you shoot. I don't care if it's in clutch or not. I'm not even gonna look at that. Deep fades. If you're a post scorer, go ahead, bro. Take your little fadeaways. I personally wouldn't even take fadeaways like that. If I was a post scorer, I'd drop step and hook a lot. We spoke about this. Ice and veins, hitting free throw. Come on, bro. Well, I'm not even gonna talk about that. Pick and popper. I believe this is silver tier. I'm not really a fan of pick and fades that much, but still, I honestly don't see the need of this badge if you have catch and shoot and stuff. Pump fake maestro. Don't even. I'm not even gonna talk about that. This does help drastically from what I'm hearing. I think it's like a bronze tier badge on 2K Labs, but for what I'm hearing, this badge really works. It's whatever though. This is also a bronze tier badge, if I'm not mistaken, volume shooter. This boosts shot percentages as shots accrue throughout the game. So as you take more shots, it increases your shots. It increases the percentage of making the shot. Honestly, I don't think this is that big of a badge, because I don't know if it increases your make percentage on greens, because your make percentage on greens is 100. So if you're already greening, for example, why would I need this badge? Like if I'm already hitting all my shots, why do I need this badge? That's me personally. If you're green, like I'm always saying to you guys. However, now if you're not making your shots, you miss like 3 in a row, it will increase your percentage depending on if you keep this shooting rate up according to Beluba. So this is an interesting badge to look at. I personally probably wouldn't use it myself. I used to, but I wouldn't use it now. These are the badges I'm running with. If you have any questions on what badges you should use, depending on if you get them Hall of Fame or how many badge upgrades you have in your playstyle, let me know down below. I'm always happy to help. Drop a sub if you learned something new. Like the video, drop a comment. I love you guys. Welcome to BTG Nation, and I'm out.